group, and both of our YouTube channels as well. The Call to Awakening YouTube channel and mine, which is One Soul, One Destiny with Carla Romero Crochet. Welcome, and thank you for being here. Whether you're I got to get my breathing done, and I think that it's good for all of us. We just had our first day of the week, good old Monday. My hair's crooked. Not sure what's going on, but it's fine. Um, so let's take a few deep breaths in. Just let it out. Let it out. All the air come out whenever you breathe out. And another breath. Let it all out. Remember, my cat is kind of in and out, so like he's kind of like knocking on the door right now. I may kind of let him in and out. I'm not gonna leave the door open because my family's all over the house. But one more deep breath. Yeah, make a nice sigh with that last one. If you didn't make any kind of sigh, then do it one more time. It's good stuff. Thank you for being here. I'm so honored that you're with me and that I get to be with you. So today, the topic is all about ascension, understanding ascension. Like ascension has become uh, like a weird, like esoteric, like ascending, like a weird thing in the spiritual community. And I don't know if everyone really knows. Hey, Chabelle. I don't know if everyone really knows like what it actually means. Like I know when I first kind of started on the spiritual path, um, like I didn't know if like people were just gonna like start floating up in the air. Like I know some people think that. Like I didn't know what all this is. But once I started really getting into the spirituality and started like learning about energy and all of this stuff, then I started realizing that ascension is just a natural like process of a natural process that happens over, I believe, just over lifetimes. Like you just start waking up, and as you wake up and become aware of certain things, then you can elevate your frequency, which elevates your consciousness, the density. You start changing your inside, and your outside starts changing to match it. So today, so that's what ascension is. It's just moving through the levels of density, right? So we're in 3D. 3D is like the earth, the physical, the stuff, the table, all the physical stuff, and it's also like the mental craziness of the 3D world. So like the 3D would be like the being stuck in all the stuff happening in the world, like all the stuff. Not really knowing, not really putting like a thing on it, not really putting like not thinking that it's supposed to be there. Thinking, oh, this is bad, that's not supposed to happen, and all these things, and being stuck in those boxes of like religion and um, whatever, politics and all these boxes that we put ourselves in. Um, God dog it, I forgot what I like said before that. So the bottom line is, after you start seeing those things, then you're able to look outside of it, and you're able to sort of like let go of like a lot of stuff, so that, yeah, limiting belief systems, exactly, so that you can raise yourself higher. And Showbell says limiting belief systems. That's exactly what it is, and that's exactly what I'm about to talk about. So um I just wrote down a few notes just to make sure that I don't miss something. So yeah, 3D is like fixated on the worldly stuff, those programs, those limiting beliefs. Um, and you're fixated mostly on like the outside. Okay. As you ascend, as you grow spiritually, um, you will start to look more in on the inside in your inner self. And as you start to do that, the outer will sort of acclimate to the inner. But since we're, in this world, then it takes some time. So that's the basic what like ascension is. I say ascension because I don't know, that word like kind of like does something with me with I don't know why. Because I picture something it's not when I say that word for some reason. So it will happen naturally as you wake up. You will slowly start and you'll feel it. And after a while, you will start to feel like even your realities just shift around, like all at different parts of the day. Um, when you start to really feel like get into the frequency of gratitude or something like that, then like your reality will literally shift and you'll notice it. It gets kind of crazy, but it's awesome. Okay, so on that note, I think that you have to understand the awakening process to understand ascension, because and I'm picturing something. Um, yes, I think you have to understand the awakening process, and I think that you have to wake up to a lot of things. But I also believe completely that, like a Christian, someone that is of love, of service, there's many, many, many Christians that are of love and service. And regardless of what the belief differences are of the whole thing, doesn't really matter. Those people are ascending and moving into higher states of consciousness as well, because it's all about love, right? So I do wholeheartedly believe that, no matter what religion or whatever that you are, you still will grow spiritually as long as you are in that heart space, you're doing things out of love, you're you want to service others, you don't want to hurt people, you want to help them instead. All those things, um, yeah, yeah, that's I believe of major importance. Um, yeah, so yeah, ascension happens gradually as you raise your frequency. So we'll be talking. So this specific episode, because this is going to be a series. My air conditioner just turned on. It's so loud. So this will be a series, and this one's just going to be mostly about waking up. So you're born into the world. We just did this in Earth School, but that's okay. So you're born into the world. You get the parents, you get the stuff, you get all the identities. You're this, you're that, you're this name, you're that, all of this. You're a part of this group and a part of that group and a part of this family and all that. So you get to be somebody, like Ram Dass always says that. Somebodyness, I think. Or like you go to somebody's school when you're growing up, I think is what he says. It's so cute. But what happens is you believe yourself to be those things and you can't see outside of those things, right? For myself, I was raised Catholic, went to church every Sunday, did the whole thing. Um, uh, I thought that that was just how it was done. Like I thought everybody did that. The political views that my parents held, I held deeply. And I still do, but I look at it from a different perspective now. Like I look at it like, to be honest, I don't really care. I just don't really care. I just know it's just another label and it's just another box to be in. What else? Education, whatever like the parents thought, whatever your parents did, however your mama cooked. That's a good one. Well, mama did it like this. But anything that makes you say today, well, this is how I was raised. This is how it was done in my family. This is how, and so this is it. This must be it. No, it's not it. There's so many different ways to do so many different things. And yeah, so first part, and I'm gonna share a little bit of a personal story, like of how it happened with me too. But the first part is to sometimes people need like this jolt of like COVID, right? 2020, March of 2020, the world like literally shook, completely shook up, completely freaked out. half the people didn't know if they were going to die or what. All this death happened, all these things happened, all the lockdowns, and more children getting abused, and more people drinking, and more adults getting abused, more of all this shit, all these things that happen in this world. And that will wake some people up. So the thing we learned about, I'm just going to use 2020, right? Because the things that woke people up was like, oh wow, I don't have to go out and be at a job. I can do my job from home. That is a complete, like, before that, people were just robotically going through their lives, waking up in the morning, going to take a bath, the same side of the bed, the same how to take a bath, did the same, washed this first and that second and this third and that fourth. Like, it was just a robotic type of thing. Drove to work unconscious, right? Unconscious just meaning that you don't really think about it. You're just doing it. Like, it's a habit. Like, you just unconsciously drive to work. You really don't even know how you got there. You're just so used to it. It just happens. I forgot what I was saying. I'm a whole mess. Yeah. So conscious and unconscious. So what you can do literally just on your drive to work, you can just be, the first thing is start to be conscious. Start to, like, actually do what you're doing with the energy of I'm doing it, not as doing me. Like, it's that's, here's my emails again, sorry. That is oh, thank you. Um yeah, I mean, that's like the first main thing is, like, to start doing things consciously. Like, you'll break out of the matrix. I don't like that word either, but it is a matrix. It's a web. It's just a web. Like, it's a web of, it's like a, yeah, it's like a web, right? And you're in it, and you're in it, and so is everybody else. But you can get out of the web. You can get out of the web. So the first thing is to try to get out of the web by just looking at the web, not being inside of it, but looking at it all, right? Or you could say that you're in the box that your parents made you, and they taught you the best that they could. They thought they had everything down because their parents told them that they had it right. So they thought they had it right. It's like we thought. Isn't that funny? So, so you're in the box. So the first thing you do is open the box. Not fully, but not to be fully. Just, just kind of like peek out of it. Open it. Look at everything. You don't have to make like a decision about anything, but just like open it and see what's out there. Like, the first thing that I um, did was buy a couple of crystals. There was somebody that I bought some crystals. I was like, ooh, they're so pretty. I had never heard about this. I was in, like, corporate job, doing the thing with doing all that. And I honor the people that can do that because we still have to have those people, but it's just not me. Um, so all of a sudden I'm like, ooh. So I go to this crystal store and I buy a couple of crystals and I'm like, wow, I can, like, really feel the frequency of these stones. Like, I could really feel it was a selenite. I think I'll never forget. It made me almost nauseated because it was so strong. It was so powerful. Selenite to me is so powerful. Like, it makes me shake. It kind of gives me the shakes. Um, so that, realizing that everything is energy and all that, is what really woke me up. Like, everything is energy, even the table. Like, I just couldn't understand it, so I had to learn about it. So waking up is just learning about more stuff, opening the box and being open to just. I haven't tried Moldavite. Like, I've picked one up one time and put it back down. That is so expensive, but I've never really like held a Moldavite, and I really want one. One of these days, I'm gonna have to get one. Um, but any little thing like that. So I didn't really have to get shaken because this happened, I guess, more like 2018, 2017, 18. So I was already like pretty fully awake by the time 2020 came. I was just like, oh, 2020 was like beautiful for me. Like it was like the most magical year of my life, really. Like I was able to just like chill at home and like meditate all the time and go sit by the water, and like while all these things were going on in the world, I had nothing to do with it because I just didn't put my energy and my focus on that. But some people needed the jolt, so that's okay. So either you'll wake up by the jolt, like something like that, or by someone just telling you, hey, something about crystals, or that everything is energy. That in itself is like, okay, I gotta check this out. I gotta like research it. Like, what you mean the chair is energy and the desk and all that? So, um, yeah. So you start to question everything. Waking up, you just start to question everything. And then there comes along all the like conspiracy theories and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, like I totally believe some of them. And like some of them are just made up so that people will talk and whatever. But yeah, so be open. So like the first thing, if you stay just stuck in this world and all these worldly things that's happening, you I mean, how many times are you going to want to do this and stay at the same level spiritually? And they say, and I believe, that when we die, this like in this life, when our body passes, we keep the spiritual aspect of ourselves. So if we learned a lot in this lifetime, you get to keep that for next time. So the next time you come, you're still like at that level. Obviously, you've forgotten everything, blah blah blah. You have to go through it all again, but at least you have that knowledge deep down, and so that helps for the next lifetime and the next and the next and the next and all that until you don't have to come back to this planet anymore. Which is, I don't know. I don't know if that's good or bad. I mean, like, would you rather like be just one with God and like not have anything to do, or would you rather be in the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, and everything here on this planet? Like, I think I kind of would rather be here on the planet. Because remember, everything is your choice. Like, it's everything is available to everybody. I'll never forget one of the first like ceremonies I went to, plant medicine ceremonies. There was a lady there that was telling me, and I loved Abraham Hicks back then, and there was a lady that said that she had just came back from the Abraham cruise, and I was like, oh my god! And I'm thinking, money. I'm thinking like this gotta must have cost thousands of dollars. Holy shit! So I'm like, that must have been amazing. Like, oh my god, how do you do all this? And she just looked at me and said, it's available to all of us. It's available to all of us. So the magic is available to all of us. And when I say magic, I just mean the beautiful things in life, the magical things in life, the things that make you cry just for no reason, the things that make you have flooded with love so much that you just can't help but cry. You know, just the magic of life. The fact that the same thing that's growing the flowers is beating our hearts and looking through our eyes. Like, who do you think like runs the body all day? Like, not us, right? It's God. It's life force. Breathing that in. The trees breathe for us, and we breathe for them. Like we're a part of nature. We are nature. We're born from the dust and the soil and the stars and all that stuff. That is freaking magical. Like when you start realizing these things, like you can't help but to just um, you can't help but to just your energy just raises, and then you start feeling your energy. Of course, you want to like start like a small meditation practice. You know, see what I have written down here. When you start a meditation practice, it will allow you first to like let go of all whatever it is that your human is going through. You just kind of let go of all that and allow everything to just kind of be as it is, and be thankful for everything that is right now, right? And just knowing that everything is ever changing. Like everything just kind of flows and changes, and um, and in meditation, just kind of listening to the silence, you'll get information. You'll receive information, little pockets. You might start receiving visions and things like that. Look, let me tell you something. This world that we live in, we are so freaking limited to what there is around us. Like, you ever like, I don't know who I was talking about this the other day too. Cats, like cats will look at something for an hour and there be nothing there. Well, it's because something's there for them. Like what we see, we only see. They say, and this was like a real researched, like an actual fact. We see 1% of what is actually around us. Like, mind blown. Like when I mean, I knew that there was a lot that the human eye can't see. But I never would have thought it would just be 1%. Like, are you serious? Like, we're not seeing much, We're just seeing the dense stuff, the density. We're not seeing the we now as we move up in our level of consciousness, we will start seeing those things. We'll start seeing all the magic around. Um, so yeah, waking up. And I'll tell you a little story. Like things start happening. Like we do a little women's circle once a month, me and one of my friends. And at the end, the circle was so magical. And at the end of it, all of a sudden, like we all just saw all these fireflies. I'm like, fireflies are not, it's not something that I see all the time. Like I don't see that all the time. I don't see that in my yard ever. Like if I go out at night. This was on a beautiful, magical piece of land, not far from where I live, just about an hour or so away. And all of us in the circle saw all these fireflies just bing, 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 all over the place. So it was a circle. So they were surrounded us completely. That's magical. That is magical. Just the little things like, um, yeah. So what else do I want to say about? So waking up, yeah, ascension is just part of it. So we're going to go over in the next few weeks, like how your emotions play a part of it. Your emotions play every part in the world of it. Your emotions play a huge part in your evolution, in your, I mean, really in your spiritual evolution too, because that's your frequency. Your emotions, what you're feeling, is your frequency, and your frequency and emotions are made from your beliefs, which if they're made by your programs that you got from blah 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 a long time ago, it just doesn't work anymore. It just doesn't work anymore. That stuff, getting mad at this and road rage and all that shit, this just doesn't work anymore in our world. Like Gaia herself is change has changed and is continuing to change. She is evolving, so it's like the same things that we used to do to um to make things happen, the hustle and all that crap, like all that energy is just not, it just doesn't work anymore. It might work for some. It works if you have specific intentions behind it. It works if it's for service. It works if it's out of love. It will not work if it's out of, I just want to make money because I'm scared to be broke and blah, 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 blah. Energy is everything now. Energy is our currency now. Um, Literally, I know people that just thrive, and it's just I don't even understand. It blows my mind. Like, how do you thrive but not really do much? Like that's where we're going. Not really do much as in the way of the regular world, going out to work and doing this hustle stuff and doing all that. But there are people that just like live and they really don't need much money and they really don't like they're just so high vibe and they're in nature all the time and they like live like that. Like that is that is so magical. That is so amazing. And things are good. Things are good. I love a nice car. I love a nice house. Although I'd rather just live in the woods than a little tiny cabin or a van. I really don't care. Somewhere by water in the woods. Um, yeah, the everything is shifting. Everything is shifting. The planet and all of us too. So, um, so the energy is different, and that's why like all the money stuff is changing. All the like monetary systems, all of that stuff is changing because that's just how it is. Like it just the things that used to work are not going to work in the future. You know. So, Shelbell and Sasha, I love y'all so much for commenting. I love comments. Thank y'all. I love it. Does anybody have any questions about this? So next week we'll get more into like um, uh, emotionally how you like ascend higher emotionally because that like I said that is the emotions come from the programs or not from the programs come from the beliefs it comes from the programs. Yeah, it all kind of, and that's where your emotions come from, whether you know it or not, whether you're conscious of it or not. So, like, you got to like make new programs or make new belief systems so that they align with what you want and what you want to be going through, not what you've always been through. Yes, Tamara. Like, I like easy, light living. Yeah, me too. Like, I don't need all the stuff. I'd much rather easy, light living. All right. So, um, oh, infrared and ultraviolet. Yeah. What are we talking about? Energy? Mm, mhm. Hmm. I never really thought about it. Like I can kind of see auras if you're against a wall. Like I can see it sometimes, and sometimes it's a little harder for me. But yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so we're gonna start our divine energy flow session. If y'all have any comments or like want me to talk about a specific thing on ascension, please leave it in the comments. Please, no matter where you're watching from, leave it in the comments. All right, so we're gonna start. If you have not been here before, Cindy. Oh, I love this. Everyone's here. Thank y'all for being here. Lion High. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, man. Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. So now we're going to start the session. So just sit back or lay back, relax, let everything go. Let everything go. Let the day go. Do some breathing. Just get into a really present state. And I will do the same thing. So let's breathe a few times. Let me just I gotta get there too. Okay, cleanse. You can just close your eyes. You don't have to watch this. I'll be using a little bit of Reiki, a little bit of quantum touch, and then my own intuition to sort of guide this. Sometimes I'll be moving, sometimes I'll be just sitting still. Either way, the work is still being done. Just tuning in. Holding on to anything, just let it go. Let it go for now. Pick it back up. you for being here. Thank you for trusting me. Hopefully, I will see you back next Monday at the same time. I'll just go ahead and continue to meditate if you would like, or relax in your bed. Thank you, Cindy. Miss Faith, thank you. Thank you. I love y'all. Look at how many people are commenting. I just love this. Thank you so much. I honor each and every one of you. Have a wonderful week. All right. Love you.